'Cause I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. I've traveled, I've had my share, man. I've been everywhere. Been to Tullamore, Seymour, Lismore, Mooloolaba, Nambour, Rochester, Kilmore, Mooloolaba,
Windorah,
Limmerville, Wallaville, Connemara, Connemara, Strathroy, Frostbine, Alladala,
Windorah,
Gingin, Lillacwin, Muckdilla, Wallamilla, Bugabilla, Cumberland, Ramakilla. I've been everywhere.
That's a tricky one to get in, isn't it, that one?
It's a very difficult one to get into the lyrics, the other lyrics.
But never mind, we are going to find out where Windorah is. We know it's in Queensland, but we're going there right now, and we're going to talk to Jennie Feldmeier. Hello, Jennie.
Hi, how you going, guys?
Doing very well indeed. Welcome to the Two Blokes Chatting radio show. Now, you've got a story that is quite extraordinary beyond just talking to us about Windorah, and I can tell, Rob, that all things being equal, Jennie will be my guest next week on Chewing the Fat, where we can actually explore a little bit about her background and stuff.
Well, coincidentally, not far from where you and I are currently sitting, there is another person with a wonderful story to tell that I'll be talking to on Chewing the Fat after 11 o'clock this morning. That is Gloria Gilchrist. So we might be able to compare stories and see who's got the bestest one.
Sounds good. But anyway, Jennie, I thought I'd better say that just in case people wonder why we never got round to the proper story. We'll talk about it next week. What do you say?
Yeah.
Now you've teased me.
I might need to listen to the next story just so I can beat it on next week.
Yeah, we're not competitive here, but if it's not better, I'll never get the end of it.
Better, don't worry about that.
Oh, I think I know the story topic, and I'm very confident in your ability to deliver that. But today, you are doing us a very great favour and telling us about the town of Windorah. Where is Windorah?
Well, where's Windorah? Well, as you said, Windorah is in Queensland. And if you want to think about where it's between, so if you draw a line between Brisbane and Mount Alice Springs, we're right in the middle. Okay.
So you would describe that as reasonably remote?
Yeah. So it's probably about a 13-hour drive to Brisbane from here. And
my guess is probably a 13-hour drive to Alice Springs, if what you're saying is true.
Yeah.
No, I reckon you could drive faster on the other side.
Well, you can.
They wouldn't catch you.
Well, there's no speed limit over there.
There's a couple of hills if you go west.
Yeah, go west. Anyway,
so what happened? Yeah, what happens in that place that you're in?
So it's predominantly cattle, so property owners, and there's some tourism as well. So, but yeah, most of the people here. There is a small town with 80 residents. There's a servo, a pub, a post office, general store, clinic, and there's a school with 7 kids.
No bakery.
No
bakery.
No, but I reckon you'd be able to get yourself a pie at the general store.
Yeah, probably frozen.
Well, there are like frozen big.
Slightly off target, but I went to a place called Eromanga, which is not very far from where you are. And in the pub there, on the menu, it says McCain's Ham and Pineapple Pizza, $25. McCain's Supreme Pizza. It even names the frozen brand, which I think is quite funny.
Oh, that's a bit rough.
So, I guess we should ask the question, what the place are you doing at Windorah?
Well, I'm actually here at a rodeo and motorbike gymkhana this weekend, just helping out in the kitchen and the bar and doing whatever I can to, just pitch in. Most of these places, these rodeos have the same volunteers all the time, so if you can give them an extra set of hands, well, they're pretty grateful.
These community events intrigue me. We spoke to someone on Chewing the Fat who lives a couple of hundred kilometres north of Alice Springs on a 1 million acre property, and the sense of community sort of lost in there. But he was talking about the importance of events like this. The rodeo comes to town 3 times a year or something, and it brings people from thousands of miles away, but it does create that sense of community. Is it the same in this case?
Oh, hugely, yeah. So, we're not getting people from 1,000 kilometres away, but we're getting all the property owners, station owners. They bring all their kids in. There's horse events for the kids, and it's really cool because I just came from the arena, and you're watching dads leading their little guys around on horses for the barrel racings and for the flags, and everyone's there and they're cheering them on, and like prize money's $2, but the kids are just loving it, and having the parents involved, and it's a really great community event and gets people off their properties where, as you know, we've gone through a pretty crazy flood this year, and so it just gets some time out and to think about something other than fencing and repairing roads and stock losses.
Yeah, you've seen a bit of the damage done by the floods in some of the other towns in and around Windorah. How are they recovering?
Still a long way. There's still plenty of people who can't get back into their homes yet. Government's provided them a small caravan, but when you've had a home, 3-bedroom home with bathrooms and heating and all of those luxuries of, just normal things everyone takes for granted, and now you're stuck in a 15-foot caravan. They're doing it tough, for the town people, and the property owners, majority of that is fencing. So, there's just, I think they're saying about 500,000 kilometres of exclusion fencing that's gone down. So that's huge. And it's expensive. It's about $3,000 a kilometre.
And there's a lot of kilometres.
And they're saying about 500 kilometres, sorry. Yeah,
that's a lot of fencing. Now, of course, Rob is our resident poet here, so he's going to recite a poem that relates to the area in and around Windorah.
Am I?
Oh, cool. Forward to it.
The Man from Snowy River. Is that the wrong one?
Correct poet, though.
Was it?
In the outer Baku, where the churches are few and the men of the cloth are scanty, there's something old owned a shanty. It's always because it's part of the Baku.
All right, yes.
It is. We're the Baku Shire. Windorah is in the Baku Shire.
So there you go. So there is so look it up. It's about. I can't remember the name of the poem, but it's about a young fella who doesn't get christened. His mum's quite distressed about him not being christened. So the parson gets a couple into him and grabs a bottle, and the child goes through the rest of his life as McGuinness, because that was the name of the whiskey he was drinking. Anyway,
it's a good poem. It's a good poem.
Yeah, so we'll try and find that, Rob, at some point, and I'll send it across to you.
I would like to recite that on air. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So Jenny, we should just give a bit of a hint as to the sort of work you do, so that people want to listen in next week to Chewing the Fat. Tell me why on earth someone like you would be out there. Who are you working with and for?
So I work with it's actually Australia's oldest bush charity. It's called Frontier Services, and started by John Flynn 113 years ago. And as we know, John Flynn started Flying Doctors, School of the Air, wireless radio. But he also, his original passion was kind of to support people in isolated and, remote areas with, they used to call them patrol padres, and they'd go out in camel or horse and then cars eventually. But padre actually means a bloke, so clearly I'm not that. So I think about 1980 they changed the patrol padre to bush chaplain. So I'm a bush chaplain out here, and I just have, I work in 5 shires and just travel around and turn up and help with the community events like this. I've just come from the Birdsville Big Bash, where John Williamson played up on Big Red. He did that 12 years ago, so I helped out there, and I just travel around in my van, just turning up on properties and supporting people, and sometimes baptising people like McGuinness.
So men of the cloth are few, but we have a couple of non-men of the cloth.
Yes.
That's the shot. Obviously your hearing must be really good, because of course you've got a left ear, a right ear, and a front ear. You can use that if you like at any stage.
Thanks.
We are going to have to go because Rob is about to go and start the next program. But
no worries.
Thanks for spending some time telling us about Windorah, and we look forward to chatting to you, not quite this time next week, but very soon to this time next week, about the work you do with Frontier Services, because it's such an important thing that you do, and I'm sure you've got a story or two to tell us.
Great, Blakes. Thank you so much for coming on. And anyone wants to come to Windorah, the roads are open.
Excellent.
Up here and enjoy the outback.
So if they were coming from the south, what direction? They'd go north, clearly. But if they were coming from the south, what sort of towns would they come up through?
So you'd come up through Eromanga. You could come up and see the dinosaurs in Eromanga.
And the diesel refinery that I worked at.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why they don't have a dinosaur pie. Like, if you go to Birdsville, they've got a camel pie.
Yeah.
Maybe I should drop that idea next time I'm there.
Yeah, and before you do, trademark it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Jennie Feldmeier, thanks for joining us. Look forward to chatting to you next week.
All right, no worries. Thanks.